This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
So, Matt, this new study came out you were talking to me about, and it was trust versus experience.
Correct. Or skill or talent, however you want to put it.
Okay.
So I forget who did the research and did the study, but they asked consumers, not just real estate, but consumers of all different kinds of products, could be a mechanic. Would you rather work with somebody you trust, or would you rather work with somebody who has experience and skill in their profession? Yeah. And surprisingly, and maybe it's not a surprise to you, majority of people said they would rather work with somebody they trust than somebody that has more experience and talent and skill. I thought that was interesting.
That totally makes sense, especially in the sales world, because so many people are worried about themselves and they think that the real estate agent is just in it for them. And that's not a good feeling if, hey, this person's supposed to be my guide. They're supposed to have my best interests, in mind, but I don't really trust that they do. Like, how can I filter what they're telling me to do through if I don't trust them? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you could relate it to going to a mechanic. They could appear that they have all the skills and experience and talent in the world, but people still have that trust issue when they go to mechanic.
Yeah.
Are they telling me, are they being legit and upfront with what's wrong with my car, or are they just trying to upsell and
they may be
they
may be a great mechanic, but are they telling me what's best for me?
Yeah.
They can totally fix the problem, but are they also upselling me? Are they including things in here that maybe aren't required?
Yeah.
And
but
so
let's say you're sick though and you go see a doctor. Would you rather have a doctor that's really talented and skilled and the best in the business to operate on you? Or would you rather have somebody you trust?
So I would still personally.
But maybe that's a different sector. I think maybe you're right. Maybe if you're a patient, you're not necessarily a consumer. I think maybe that
I think it's still true though.
Do you?
Yeah, because I am super scared. I'm just, what is the phrase? This guy I was working for in college, he gave me this phrase, and I've never forgotten it. It stayed with me, and it's never let me down. And he said, only believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Only believe half of what you see, none of what you hear. And so when it comes to doctors, they're telling me, hey, this will fix you, this will make you better, you need to do this. I'm like, I'm believing none of what you're saying right now. Because there's a lack of trust. And so if my doctor says, because here's the thing, for a doctor example, if you go to a chiropractor, they're going to say, hey, if we adjust you, this will solve the problem. If you go to a physical therapist, they say, do these exercises, this will solve the problem. If you go to a surgeon and they're going to say, hey, we just need to do the surgery, this will solve the problem. I need somebody that I can trust in that situation. So when you're going to a real estate agent, you need to make sure that, so what's more important, this wasn't covered in the survey, but what's more important than trust is certainty. So what a client wants...
How do you define certainty?
So certainty is when a client's hiring us, they're hiring us because they want to be certain that we are going to get them the most amount of money for the home or get them the best deal on that home.
Right. Well, I would say trust is an important factor of that certainty.
Absolutely. And so trust goes hand in hand with that certainty. And so what they're hiring us for isn't necessarily for our experience. They're hiring us for that certainty that, hey, this person can guide me through this process.
So then my question is, if you understand that trust is the most important thing to your clients, then how are you earning that? What strategies are you using and utilizing with your whole team to earn that trust? How if you know that is so key and so important, what are you doing to earn that trust?
So there's a couple different things. One is our Google reviews, right? We have over 800 Google reviews, and so you can see what other people have said about us. So that way, it's not us telling you what other people have said.
But I'm only gonna believe half of them.
Hey, so then we have 400 5-star Google reviews, right? And so one, that's that third party, verification. We are rated A+ with the BBB, so there's that third party, validation, and then there is communication. So much uncertainty and mistrust springs up in a lack of communication, in a communication void. And if you are communicating effectively, clearly, and commonly, like a lot with your client, then you are going to naturally build that trust.
I like that. I don't think I've ever heard that before. That good communication, clarity, I think you're right. That earns trust. That develops trust.
Absolutely.
That's a great point.
Like
so if you're not doing enough of that, you could be losing the trust with whoever you're working, whether it's a coworker, a boss, a family member, a friend. Good communication is key. You're right. That's good.
It's absolutely critical. And so if your real estate agent is now within reason, right? If you text your real estate agent and they don't get back to you in 10 seconds, then okay, that's not. Give them some time, right? If this is real estate. This isn't like the house isn't burning down.
Right.
This is typically same day, next day type of a response is more than adequate. But if they're not responding, and it is an emergency, or they're not responding, and they said they would,
you lose that trust.
And you're losing that trust. And oftentimes the reason why somebody isn't responding is they don't have the answer, or they're trying to figure it out. And so if you're not getting that fast response,
or you're not a priority to them,
or you may not be a priority. Yeah, that's very true too. And so communication is key. And then the last thing I would say is doing what they say they're going to do. So if I say I'm going to do X and I'm delivering Y, then there's an incongruity. I'm having trouble speaking today.
That's a big word. That's a $5 word right there.
That's a $5 word. It's incongruent, and that fosters mistrust.
Sure.
And so if I say I'm going to follow up with you every single week with a written interactive report so you can see everything that's going on with your property, and I don't do that, then all of a sudden you lose a little bit of trust. If I say I'm going to pay for something and I don't pay for it, you're losing trust. If I say I'm going to be somewhere at a certain time and I'm not there, you're losing trust.
That's good. I think those are all super good strategies. And I'm sure you go over that with your team, right? Making sure that you respond in a timely manner. So do you have like a policy or a guideline of how fast you respond? Like, I need to respond to this person within this amount of time.
Yeah. So typically it's like the same day. We try to respond same day, but if it's like late in the evening, then it's the next morning.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we try to condition the like just let the clients know up front that, hey, unless it's an emergency, we're not going to respond on Sundays. Because a real estate agent can work 7 days a week, nights and weekends, 365.
But that's good that you've clarified and communicated that with them from the beginning.
Yeah.
So that they're not having this expectation, well, why aren't you contacting me?
And most people understand you need at least one day off every now and then.
Yeah, exactly. So. Not you, though. Oh, my gosh. Do you take a day off? I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, Valerie and I started taking Sundays off in August. So recently, it's been a big deal for us.
I think that's good, though. I've learned a lot in this show. I got to say, I've learned a lot. Yeah, I learned a lot about how to earn trust. I think that communication factor is so key, and to not trust anything I hear. Zero. Do not trust anything you hear, and only half of what you see.
There you go. It'll never let you down. It's a low bar, but it'll never let you down.
Right, there you go.